Thank you. Mr. Trezenning, do you believe what we mine we should refine, stopping raw materials from being exported to other countries?
Well, what's the opposite is we always extract resources, send them overseas, and then when they don't want or need our resources anymore, then what? What do we do then? Become a banana republic? So it is important to add value to our resources. It is important to say to other countries, you know, you want forest products? We will cut them in British Columbia. We'll do as much value added here in our province before we ship it out. And you know, I have been throughout Asia since the mid-90s. I've gone to China probably once or twice a year in the past since then. And those governments in Asia, they have to provide jobs for their own people. And if you're willing to sell raw logs, they will take it. They will take it. And they pay a higher price for raw logs because they're providing jobs for their own people. Well, what does that say about us? The mill in Portland used to have 2 shifts, 7 days a week. Today, they have half a shift, 5 days a week at times, even less than that. Yet, raw logs are going to China. David Gray is on that committee that approves export of logs, and because the provincial government has changed their decision more than 55 times this year, he quit. He quit. So, and I'm using raw log because we understand it, but I can go to a lot of other resources. We should add as much value here in British Columbia and provide good paying jobs.
Well, we are a province that's very rich in natural resources. I just wanted to talk a little bit about raw log exports because this has come up on the doorstep when I've been door knocking, and my colleague Mr. Trasolini just mentioned it. Today's BC Liberals have put in place a log export policy that gives top priority to BC bidders and buyers, so that the exports will only occur after the domestic purchasers have had an opportunity to buy the logs first. This is done to ensure that loggers maintain their steady employment. I just want to let you all know that in 2011, the province collected $21.3 million in log export fees. And the NDP is waiting for a mandate from the people before they'll provide details of their policy. So I just want to also mention that log exports amount to less than 10% of our total provincial harvest. So it's a bit of a small number, and of course we always give our businesses the opportunity to buy them first before they go overseas. Thank you.
Thank you both. Linda, this is directed at you. If the budget is balanced, what are the figures, the numbers today from 2010 to 2012?
The budget numbers? I don't believe I have the specific numbers, but I can certainly get back to the person who's asked the question. I do know that we are planning on reducing our debt. Our debt was about $15 billion in 2003. We're planning on reducing that debt to $11 billion by 2013-14. We did have 4 consecutive balanced budgets in between 2004 and 2008. Our budget again is balanced this year. As you can all appreciate, we had a very tough time with the recession of 2008. Many governments did actually, including our City of Coquitlam municipal government, because our revenues dipped substantially, making it hard for everybody to balance things. I will get back to the asker of the question with respect to actual budget numbers.
Well, I have the numbers in front of me. The deficit in 2009-2010 was $1.827 billion. In 2010-11 was $249 million. deficit. In 2011-2012, deficit was $1.84 billion. In 2012 and 2013, this last budget was $1.228 billion. And this year is $790 million. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deficits in a row. Those are the numbers, they can be checked.
Thank you. Mr. Trasolini, what is your position on Riverview Hospital? If your party forms the government, do you support to sell Riverview land or build market housing?
Simple answer is that Riverview lands need to remain in public ownership. I went for a tour a year ago, as I've done 2 years before that, with the society that looks after those lands. What concerns me is that there is a list of real estate holdings that the provincial government intends to sell, and only some, very few, have been made public. I don't know if the Riverview Lands is on that list. I am concerned about it. When we sell assets to balance the budget, what are we going to do when the assets are gone? How do we balance the budget then? We need to balance the budget by using a revenue stream. Instead of selling, lease the land. Lease the land so that you have ongoing revenues for the future, and then you can use that revenue to balance the budget. To sell real estate assets to balance a budget at 1 year is foolish in my mind, in any terms, business or in your household.
Thank you. Well, I do believe that currently some of the Riverview lands are leased, so we are obtaining some revenue through that. The provincial government's just completed a heritage conservation plan for Riverview, and right at the moment we are in the process of implementing the recommendations that came out of that plan. The City of Coquitlam, of course, has compiled a report called For the Future of Riverview, and there is some specific visions that the city has for Riverview. We need to protect the flora and fauna that's on the grounds, the beautiful lands, and hoping that perhaps Riverview can continue to be used as a mental health healing center, something like that. So the provincial government at this particular point in time doesn't know what it's going to be doing, but it will be moving forward with the recommendations of the Heritage Conservation Plan. And I think the provincial government has heard from the City of Coquitlam and its residents about the importance of Riverview heritage-wise and also spiritually. And they've heard loud and clear from us, and we will always take that into consideration. Thank you.
These are some really good questions. Here's another one. Ms. Reamer, you can answer this first, please. What is your view on genetically modified food being grown, or imported in BC, and your position on labeling the genetically modified foods?
This is a very interesting question. I certainly fully support labeling all foods because I think it provides opportunity for us to make a very educated choice when we're at the grocery store, etc. Genetically modified foods, I don't know a huge amount about it, but I will, I can say that I'm not entirely certain that this is a great idea. I would have to get some more information before I give you my views on that. Thank you.
We do not know yet what the effect is to what we grow and to us as humans from genetically modified foods. So if I don't know and I'm going to consume it, I don't think it's a good idea. So I don't want to throw the science away to see if there are positive aspects, but right now I would not be in favor of that. So if I'm not in favor, I wouldn't label it. I wouldn't want it there.